we're just gonna have to deal with me looking like I have just gotten out of bed because I've just had a shower and washed my hair, and it's still not fully dry yet, so, and I can't be bothered to use my hairdryer on it because I'm just at that point of the day where I just don't want to have to do that. So I'm just gonna have to look at this for this video. Hey there, it's Lýkos and welcome back to my channel. I'm actually uploading again. This week was my first week back at uni, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to upload this week due to the amount of work I'd have to do, but here I am uploading a video. So yeah, today we're going to talk about body mods, as that was something I get asked a lot about, with more specifically having this piece having been done not long ago, and having a lot of piercings that I've had problems with, and dealing with rejecting piercings, and why I replace piercings right after I get another one taken out. So we're going to get that into that in a minute, but I want to address some stuff on future videos, and I want you guys' opinion on it, so please comment down below if you like the video ideas. The first one is I finally figured out how to get this working. So this is my capture card for the PlayStation 4 behind me, and so I finally figured out how to connect it to the PlayStation and what settings I need to put it on in order to actually record anything with this. So I'm going to test it out after I filmed and edited this video, and if it works, check out my Instagram story where I'll post a picture of my games, and let me know if there is a game you want to see me do a playthrough of. There'll be certain games that I own that won't be in the image, just because I'm currently playing them in my own time, or I'm halfway through a playthrough and I don't want to have to restart it. Things like games like, also like new games like Cyberpunk that I own that I don't really want to do a playthrough of, because I know that there's been a lot of problems with that game. I currently am enjoying the game, and it's not really the sort of thing I want to do a playthrough of for my first time playing it. I want to experience the game as it is, glitches and all, on my own time, and not be stressed to play it a lot. But you will have free reign to pick, and whichever is the most popular voted game, I will do a playthrough of on the gaming channel I have set up. And that'll probably start in the next 2 or 3 weeks, because I don't know how difficult it's going to be to edit and all that stuff. I've never done a gaming video before. It's much different to the sort of content I have uploaded in the past, so we will see how that goes. When I film it, it might take me weeks to get even one episode out until I get the hang of editing it. I'm also going to have to figure out where I'm going to set up the camera for gaming videos, because my TV's behind me and the 2 windows in my room are currently in front of me and on this side, so I don't know what the lighting will be like. Maybe I'll have to purchase something like a ring light or something to film, and I'll just film at night, or I'll close all my curtains and film that way. But yeah, so I will have to figure that one out. And the other thing is, this weekend I am going to be dedicated to building a portfolio of concept art for my BA that I'm applying for overseas, and also job applications. So if you guys are interested in seeing a video of some of the concept art I will be sketching over this weekend, or maybe some of my college work that I have to work on this weekend as well, I might be able to do, you know, a recording of that and speed it up, obviously, because I draw quite slowly. I'm publishing a video like that on this channel if you guys are interested. Yeah, so if you're interested in any of those video ideas, please comment down below. Let me know if you have any other video ideas that could be possible with me being a broke university student. Also comment those down below and I will see what I can do. I want to make content I enjoy, but also content that interests you guys, because this is my fun hobby, but I also want to create things that other people can enjoy. So yeah, let me know. Other than that, let's get on to this video. So, as many of you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I had anti-eyebrows pierced on both sides of my face. As you can see, there is a freshly removed one on this side and a brand new pierced eyebrow. And that is because I had a very bad allergic reaction to a face wash I'd never used before, and with my skin condition, using brand new products is not a good idea, but they discontinued my face wash, so I had to try out a different one, and I had a massive allergic reaction. And it healed fine until Sunday, when I realised that it was quite sore, and I was like, this isn't good, so I'll get it removed this week. And then by Monday the skin just disintegrated, and I was like, I need to get this taken out. I can't leave it in, it'll come out on its own if I don't take it out. So I went to my piercing studio and I got it removed, and this side was removed ages ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, because of an acne breakout that had just affected, the top of it was a lot of scar tissue, and I wanted the scar tissue to settle down and heal and not affect the piercing, so I got the piercing taken out. Essentially, I'm not going to get those redone for another year to 2 years because I want my acne to settle down, allergic reactions to calm down, make sure I've got safe products to use, and let the scar tissue like sort of settle and get it pierced once it's not as scarred and stuff like that, because the more scar tissue in the area, the more likely it is to reject again, and I want to give it time so that that's not going to happen again. But as that leads to, yes, I have had 2 new piercings. Obviously I had this side, I had 2 eyebrow piercings in the last video, and that was because I got this one taken out, and I got this one taken out this week, and I had this pierced in replacement of it. And so obviously that means that I don't lower in the amount of piercings I've got, and that is because I have I don't want to say an obsession or an addiction to body modifications. I love body modifications, I love being heavily modded. I don't like dropping below the piercing amount I have, so if I get one taken out, I like to replace it. I also don't like having uneven amounts of piercings because it really annoys me. So if I take out a piercing, I have to replace it with something else I have always wanted. And because of that, it means I never drop below the number I have, and instead, next time I get a new piercing, it just goes up. And that is due to the fact that I enjoy being a heavily modded person. There's no other real reason for it other than just the fact that I like being the way I am, and so I go out of my way to ensure that I don't drop in anything. The first time I got these taken out, I had my second lobes done again. I had my second lobes done, never had them done before. And then I had these done again, and I had to get them taken out, so I got more piercings in my eyebrows. I do intend to get another one on this eyebrow to match with this side, but that would give me an uneven amount of piercings. So I have a list of piercings I've wanted that I'm just sort of debating which one I want the most to match with it. But in the meantime, I'm going to get my cheeks pierced so that I still have an even amount of piercing, because I have said for the last 5 years of my life that I really want cheek piercings, but I'll have to wait until I've worn them for 5 years due to the scarring they leave, and because it's permanent, so I wanted to make sure that it's something I wouldn't regret getting, and I think I'm finally at that stage now, 5 years later, that I actually really want them, and I probably won't regret them. So I am going to get them done once I've had my next tattoo done, because I've got to save for that now. So yeah, we're going to move on to dealing with rejected piercings. The most I can say is if you're worried about a rejection, about a piercing rejecting, go and see a piercer. I'm not a professional piercer. I'm not qualified to give piercing advice. I can only talk about my own experiences. I am fairly knowledgeable on piercings because I've had to be, being as heavily modded as I am. I've had to learn, but again, I'm not a professional piercer, so I've only learned what's best for my body and what my piercer has said for me, and what I've gone out and researched for my body and my skin and my skin conditions. So what works for me might not work for you, so do not take my word as gospel. I'm just saying, go see a professional piercer if you're worried your piercing might be rejecting. But the most common side of rejection is if you have a proper surface bar in, the bar starts showing. Everything obviously in my body at the moment is 100% titanium, and I want to change the colour of my piercings to a different colour, but I'd have to change all of them at once to keep the appearance looking the same, because that's the sort of person I am, and it costs a fortune to get coloured titanium. So I haven't done it yet, but I am planning on in the future getting maybe black jewelry or something for all of my piercings. But given that I have 20 piercings, it's not cheap to buy 20 pieces of titanium jewelry, and I have to let some of my piercings heal completely first, like the 2 newest eyebrow piercings. So that is the plan for the future of my piercings. As for dealing with the actual rejections I've had, as soon as I saw the first signs of rejection, I made plans to go and see my piercings to get taken out. I tried my best to handle them, I kept them clean, I tried to do all the usual things that they suggest to stop rejections, like making sure nothing you're using is aggravating the piercings, and as soon as I realized that none of those were working and the skin was starting to really have problems, I got taken out within like 5 minutes of realizing that my skin was starting to have severe reactions, because if you leave them in, they come out on their own, you have significantly more scarring. On the side here of it, I will have a deeper scar than on the other side, because that's the side that the skin started to deteriorate on, and I have to say I don't regret at all taking them out when I did, because my belief is that due to my skin condition, the skin would have disintegrated overnight and the piercing would have been not in my face by the morning. So I don't regret taking it out when I did. I have saved my face from a lot worse scarring, and that is the best advice I can give to anyone. Make sure nothing you're using is causing the piercing to play up. Speak to your piercer, ensure that everything you're doing is right, see if they have any suggestions. If it keeps continuing or the piercer suggests you take it out, do so immediately, because you've got a better chance of having it redone that way if you really want it redone, than if you were to just leave it and let it come out. If your piercer has said that the best option for you, if say you've got a dermal implant in your skin, is to leave it, then that's their professional opinion, and I'd say go with that. Basically what I'm saying is listen to your piercer, go to reputable piercers and listen to what your piercer has to say. They'll be able to give you the best advice for your piercing specifically, as I can't see your piercings so from this video, so I can't give you the accurate advice to your current situation if you're having a rejected piercing. And I get asked a lot, like, is my piercing rejecting? I don't know from a picture, like I won't be able to tell. I couldn't look at different angles to make sure. I couldn't ask you what you've done, because I'm not a professional. And what I do to take care of my piercings may not work for everyone else. I have a 2-hour routine every morning and night, so it's an hour in the morning, an hour in the night, to look after my piercings when they're all healed, and that's not even including the routine I have when I've got a fresh piercing, which is significantly longer, as I take a lot more in-depth care about keeping everything clean and sanitized and making sure there's no dirt, and that is down to my skin condition. Not everyone has a 1 hour twice a day routine to keep their piercings clean. Some people, you know, they just watch their healed piercings when they wash their face. I haven't ever been able to do it that way because of my skin condition. I have to take the utmost care of my piercings, otherwise I have a lot of problems, and it's not due to infections or anything like that. My skin condition doesn't like anything not being clean on my face. It doesn't even like the oil my skin produces, so I have to keep my skin very clean. And so as such, having any piercings in the area and the skin not being clean causes a lot of problems to the piercing, so it's easiest to just make sure everything is 100% clean all the time for me. But obviously that doesn't apply to everybody. Not everyone has a skin condition like mine. So you do what's best for you, consult with your piercers. Please see reputable piercers. Don't just go to anybody in your local area. Do your research and stay safe with piercing, as we are still in a pandemic in a lot of places. And if your piercing studios are not open right now, please, for the love of God, do not pierce yourselves. I know, you may want a piercing really badly. I was like that during lockdown, and I was still after lockdown. I refused to go to my piercing studio during the other 2 levels because of my health and how at risk my immune system is to diseases and infections and viruses, so I stayed away from anything that was likely to cause me at risk for anything to go wrong, including my piercing studio, because my piercing studio was quite a small building, and so I wasn't going to put myself at risk. So I waited a lot longer than most people in my country did to go and get a piercing or a tattoo, because I didn't want to put myself at risk. So I get that you may really want a piercing during lockdown, but for love of God, it's not worth the risk to give yourself an infection or serious permanent damage to your body because you've pierced yourself. It is much better for you to wait and save up and see a professional. In terms of if you have problems with your piercings, I'm sure most of your piercers will have a social media account that you can contact them on for opinions about piercings and concerns, and they'll be able to give you advice on what to do with your piercings. I know my piercing studio had their Facebook page open all through lockdown and were contacting people who were asking them questions about their piercings when they were worried about them. So I'm sure there'll be somebody out there you can ask who is a professional piercer while you're in lockdown. So with that being said, let's move on to my tattoo. I have had so many questions about this half sleeve since I've had it done. I don't want to butcher any pronunciations. I'm almost certain I pronounced this right. But if anybody doesn't know, I have a massive obsession with Norse mythology. It has always been a huge passion of mine. It means a lot to me. It's like something I have read up so much on and studied so much on, but I am not great at pronunciation of Old Norse. So if I'm slightly off on this, please forgive me. I do speak basic Swedish and stuff like that, but that still hasn't helped me to pronounce anything without looking up like pronunciation videos on things, and so I still could be wrong because those pronunciation videos could be wrong, but yeah, so just bear that in mind. I'm not Nordic in any way, I'm not Scandinavian, I am from the United Kingdom, and I am a Celt, so my pronunciation of this could be off. But my half sleeve is Norse mythology based. This is the Volcanut, which is a very, very well-known Norse symbol, and it symbolizes pretty much the whole tattoo. The Volcanut is the symbol of those fallen in battle, essentially, and for anybody who hasn't watched any of my other videos before and isn't active on my social media, and this has just been suggested to them, I am a trans male. I am a gay trans male who has been out for nearly 5 years now. And so my personal life has been a hell of a battle to be accepted in a very small rural town in a very small country that can be very backwards at times, and I went through a lot to come out with people around me to the point where I was terrified of leaving my house, and I will get into that in another video, as I have promised a full detailed coming out story, including everything that happened afterwards and leading up to it. So if you want to know that full story, you're more than welcome to subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified when it comes out. You'll also be notified on my Instagram if you follow me there, as I'll post on my story leading up to when it's coming out, because so many people have asked me about that, even people in my real life who knew me during the time it was going on, who want to know more. Because I haven't actually spoken about it, not to anybody. My family know, obviously, because they were there with me when I went through it, but even like down to my friends, I've never told anybody the full story of what I went through after I came out and before I came out, so that's a video I'm making. So back to that's why I chose the Volcanut as the symbol. I have two ravens. I don't know if you can see this. It's really awkward placement to try and show the whole tattoo because it does go right the way around. So there's two ravens on the side who sit on a branch that comes off from the inside of the tattoo, and these are Hugin and Munin, and they are Odin's ravens. They are the eyes of Odin on Earth. They fly around and they relay back to Odin, supposedly. I say supposedly to not anger other religions. Back to Odin, what is going on Earth, so that he can be more knowledgeable about the world of man, which is, you know, a fairly self-explanatory thing to have when you're interested in Norse mythology. I love ravens, and so I got them tattooed as a symbol for, you know, not only for Odin and for Norse mythology and for the world of man, but, you know, society. And this is going to sound really cringy, but like the way everyone else is perceived to somebody else is seen through often other people's eyes. The way I was perceived by a lot of people growing up was through a lens that wasn't real. It was somebody else's perspective of me, and you know, that's not always accurate, but sometimes it's spot on. So that's how I see this. It's more of a mix of, I just really like ravens and wanted a cool Hugin and Munin tattoo due to my love of Norse mythology, but it did have a meaning behind why I chose to put it in the half sleeve and not just elsewhere. And finally I have Yggdrasil, which is the Nordic tree of life. It is the tree that holds the 9 realms together, and that sort of one ties in the whole tattoo with the Volknot being a symbol for those who've died in battle, and my suicide attempt, and people who come out before me and not made it through, people who didn't get the chance to come out, and being a symbol for the afterlife as well, I guess. It kind of is, and the world we could live in if things were different, and Hugin and Munnan being a connection between the afterlife and the real world, and the Tree of Life being a connection between everything. And also the Tree of Life is a huge thing among my family. My mum wants a Yggdrasil, or a, what do they call it in the Celtic mythology? I can't remember. Damn. My mum wants the Celtic version of the Tree of Life. My sister has a Tree of Life pendant, and there's lots of Tree of Life things around my house. So, you know, there's a lot going on in the terms of the wider spring of the tattoo. It's a lot of symbolization of family and the life I've been through and the battles I've faced, and how not everyone who's been through my battle has come out the other side, and how other people have perceived my battle versus how I've perceived my battle. And so that's essentially the full story of the half sleeve. It was meant to be entirely in black and white, and last minute I decided I wanted a blood red sunset for more of the Viking theme, because I am obsessed with Viking history and Scandinavian history as a whole and Norse mythology. But I thought it would fit, and it looks a lot cooler with the red sunset in the background of the tree. I'm not gonna lie, and I cannot be happy with the tattoo, and I am so impressed with what the tattoo artist James, who is brilliant. He's done all my tattoos. He is so incredibly talented. I told him what I wanted, and he just brought out this half sleeve from me originally just wanting this tiny Tree of Life tattoo, Yggdrasil tattoo on my wrist, and he turned it into this amazing half sleeve that I have absolutely fallen in love with. And so here we have my half sleeve. So that is essentially the story of the half sleeve. It's not as interesting as a lot of people may have thought it was. It's literally me being a lover of Norse mythology and wanting to tell my own life story and the life story of the battles I've faced through something I'm passionate about, and this is the arm to do that on, as this is the arm my tea date's on. So yeah, I am getting another tattoo in February, and it is a Unisana's tattoo. I have no shame. I am so excited to get it done. I've wanted the Unisana's tattoo for so long, and I'm really excited to share it with everybody. So if you want to see that tattoo, follow me on Instagram, because I'll be posting pictures of it there. But yeah, if you want more tattoo videos, like aftercare videos, how I've kept my tattoos looking so fresh from a lot of them being more than 3 years old, please leave a comment down below. Suggest more body modification videos. I will make them. I have so much information to share about body modifications that it's not even funny, and I have no one to say it to. So please, if you want body modification videos, I am more than happy to make them, because that is something I'm massively passionate about. So that is all for this video. It's starting to get hotter, even though it is now, what's the time now? It's 2:25, and for some reason it's only now starting to get warmer. It's been pretty cold all day because of the wind, and so I'm gonna have to stop filming and get changed out of this jumper because I don't want to get too hot. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you are interested in any of the videos ideas that I suggested in terms of the gaming, check out my Instagram afterwards. It'll be linked down below. There'll be a story on my obviously, on my personal main account that will be detailing my list of games for you guys to pick a game for me to play. The most picked game will be my first playthrough on my gaming channel. That will be linked down below for you to subscribe to. It'll be out sometime in the next few weeks if I can get a decent recording from my PlayStation in the test run, so I know how it works. And yeah, so if you are interested in that, or the art videos that I said, or any other videos, or more body modification videos, leave a comment. If you like this video, leave a like. Literally suggest anything. If it doesn't cost money, I can probably do it. The only thing I've got against me is time, because university is sort of back up, and I am building up to being able to get into a bachelor's degree, and working full-time until I can get into my bachelor's degree in the new year. So and until the new year, I am going to be a student at my current university, sitting my level 4s. So it's going to be time constraint obviously as well, but money is the biggest problem. I don't have a lot of money to spare, so I won't be able to pay for significant things for videos. So as long as your video idea doesn't cost money or doesn't cost too much money, maybe more than like 20 bucks, I could probably do a video idea suggestion from you guys. So yeah.